That was a false alarm there. Hello, everybody. I accidentally turned on a filter, and we can't have that. How's everybody doing tonight / this morning, afternoon, wherever it is around this great big world, or whatever it is? Maybe this one will go a little bit better than this afternoon. And for those of you who are just tuning in, then you don't know what happened, so it's all good. Everybody doing okay? Lots of highs. Hello back. Hello there. Where's everybody checking in from tonight? And I say tonight just because it's 12:30 a.m. where I'm at, so we just go with it. Nope, not in the garage. in the lower studio. Take 2. Yep. 2:30 in Japan p.m. So you guys are nice and awake over there. None of that 6 a.m. crap that you usually have to put up with me. I'm waving back. Well, let's get started, why don't we? And there was some issues with the little charity donation button last time too. There were a lot of people that couldn't use it, so I just decided to forego it this time, and we'll just stick to the usual routine. Whenever I'm done, I'll post a link, and we can go from there. All right. Audio is delayed. Let's see. Hey. It must be a thing across the interwebs, because so far so good over here. All right. Let's make some noise. It won't be a surprise to anybody who saw the earlier broadcast what I play, but that's all right. Make the most of these songs before I forget them all again. All right. Let's do this. Love, let me sleep tonight on your couch. The smell and the fabric of your simple city dress. Oh, that was sorry. Oh, that was sorry. Oh, that was sorry. Walked around till the moon got full like a plate. And the wind blew an invocation, and I fell asleep at the gate. And I never stepped on the cracks 'cause I knew I'd hurt my mother. Couldn't awake from the nightmare. It sucked me in and pulled me under. Pulled me under. Had a little bit of a croak there in the middle that came out of nowhere. And for those of you wondering who that was Jeff Buckley, and the song was So Real. And it's off of his only album that he put out in his life, only full-length studio album that he put out in his lifetime, called Grace. All right. Another suburban family morning, grandmother screaming at the wall. We have to shout above the din of our Rice Krispies. We can't hear anything at all. Mother chants a litany of boredom and frustrations, but we know all her suicides are fake. And Daddy only stares into the distance. There's only so much more that he can take. Many miles away, something crawls from the slime at the bottom of a dark Scottish lake. Another industrial ugly morning. The factory belches filth into the sky. He walks unhindered through the picket lines today. He doesn't think to wonder why. The secretaries pout and preen like cheap tarts in a red light street, but all he ever thinks to do is watch. And every single meeting with his so-called superior is a humiliating kick in the crotch. Many miles away, something crawls to the surface of a dark Scottish loch. Another working day has ended. Only the rush I have to face. Packed like lemmings into shiny metal boxes. Contestants in a suicidal race. Daddy grips the wheel and stares alone into the distance. He knows that something somewhere has to break. He sees the family home now, looming in his headlights. The paint upstairs that makes his eyeballs ache. Many miles away, there's a shadow on the door of a cottage on the shore of a dark Scottish lake. Many miles away, Thank you very much. For those that don't know, that was Synchronicity 2 by The Police. I've been wanting to do a song of theirs for a while on one of these things, but just the general style that they are, it's hard to pick one that really works on acoustic, except for like the super mega hits like Every Breath You Take or Message in a Bottle. But everybody does those songs. These are supposed to be special, so you got to do something different. Hello again, Kim. How are things going down there in New Orleans? I've talked to Rachel, but how's it going for you? I think these comments are kind of slow, so. So far, the beginning is going way better than last time. That was a nightmare. How do I prep my voice for singing? I couldn't see who that was, and I just barely saw it scroll by before it passed away, before it went away. How do I prep for singing? Well, it depends. If I'm on tour, that's a whole different ball game than just sitting in my house singing to you guys. Excuse me. If I'm on tour, we're playing fairly often. And generally, more often than not, everything that I'm singing's just high stuff, because I'm doing a lot of those Roger vocals from back in the day, and they're mega high. And I mean, I did warm-ups for a long time, but they were sort of like a general thing that wasn't really geared towards my voice. I did those before right whenever I started touring, eight years ago or something like that. And then a couple of years after that, I started having issues, and I went to a voice doctor. And one thing that she told me that kind of resonated is the thing about those warm-ups that are sort of the general thing that you do as a group. They're not geared towards your individual voice. And every voice is different, so it has to warm up differently. And sirens work well for me, where you start real low and kind of wave your way up and back down. But for me, I find, oddly enough, that if I'm quiet most of the day, I have a really hard time on a tour or just waking up in general. So if I'm just talking to people, that helps my voice wake up. And then Neil will tell you, if we're really feeling like we're in a good mood, warming up before a show, we have sing-offs of of the Deep Purple song "Burn," if you guys know that. You probably don't, but it's stupid high in some points, and then the way they did it live too is what we like to sing to each other. But I never did see Kim's response if she made one, but I'll look again after this next song. So this next song is a song by a band that I really love. They're a relatively modern band. They're not new anymore, but by any means, but they're definitely not like Queen age. This is a song by a band called Band of Horses, and the song is "No One's Gonna Love You." It's looking like a limb torn off. We're all together just taken apart. We're reeling through an endless fall. We are the ever-living ghost of what once was. no one is ever gonna love you more than I do. No one's gonna love you more than I do. And anything to make you smile, it is a better side of you to admire. But they should never take so long just to be over then, back to another one. But no one is ever gonna love you more than I do. No one's gonna love you more than I do. Someone, they should have warned you. Things start splitting at the seams, and now the whole thing's tumbling down. Things start splitting at the seams, and now things start splitting at the seams, and now it's tumbling down hard. And anything to make you smile, you are the ever-living ghost of what once was. I never want to hear you say that you'd be better off, or you'd like it that way. But no one is ever gonna love you more than I do. No one's gonna love you more than I do. Someone, they should have warned you. When things start splitting at the seams, and now the whole thing's tumbling down. Things start splitting at the seams, and now things start splitting at the seams, and now it's tumbling down hard. Thank y'all. Once again, that was a song by a band called Band of Horses. And it's called, probably figure it out, No One's Gonna Love You. There might be a song by them that most people would know. It was on a lot of movies, I think. It's called The Funeral. It goes like something like that. I see Melissa. I think that was a drink. But I know that's not your drink, so it must be, well, Thomas is working, so whatever. Anyways, Band of Horses is a really cool band, and you should check them out. Okay, what do we have next? Ugh. I really need to change these strings, y'all. And I guess just to say, thanks for sticking around. I know there are many different time zones in this great big world that we live in. What you eat? I don't know about that one. Drinking coffee. I've got a Yingling here, so there you go. I forgot what I was talking about. Anyways, sorry guys, this is very impromptu. This next tune, I think I talked about this on the other stream, but I'll do it again. Um, is my hair curly or permed? It's definitely not permed. Trust me. Anyways, this next song is on an album by Motley Crue called Generation Swine, which came out in 1997. At the time, it was the sort of reunion album when Vince came back, but all these years later, it came out. It was a very tumultuous record to make because of tensions getting him back, and a lot of it was written still with John Corabi in the band, and there's lots of controversy there with that story and how Mick and John were treated at that time. But all that aside, I think there's still some really cool songs on that record, and this is probably the most un-Motley Crue song on the whole thing because it's buried in synths and industrial sounds and drum loops and what have you. But I think it's a great song, and I've always liked it ever since it came out. And let's give it a shot. An acoustic version. It seems like there was a remix on one of their greatest hits at one time, but that's not the one you should listen to. You should listen to the one that's on Generation Swine. All right. This is called Glitter. When we make love, it's hard to tell if you're dreaming of me or someone else. That drunken kiss seems like a lie. Don't say it's forever and then say goodbye. Glitter, don't you leave me. Please believe me, only want your love. Glitter, you're my lover. I have no other girl. I only need your love. When the moment comes and the sun shines bright, you're gonna need someone to treat you right. So don't walk out when you wake up. Let's give it a chance, girl. Give it a shot. Give it a shot now. Glitter, don't deceive me. You gotta believe me, only need your love. Glitter, there's no other. You're beautiful. I only want you. This is fine for now, but maybe let's make a baby inside of you. It's just a time you gotta find. I want your name on my tattoo. You blow my mind. So tell me, I wanna know. Shines forever, forever and ever. I only need your love. Oh, There it goes, there it goes. Here comes our love again. Through the window. There it goes, there it goes. Here it comes. There it goes, our love again. Out the window. Thank you so much. Hey, hey, hey. Okay. How's everybody doing out there? Whew. Everybody, doing all right with all the virus stuff going on? It's getting kind of lax around here. They're trying to open up. Well, I guess they kind of really already have opened up most things around here. I did go into town today to pick up some dinner after the last stream I did, the disastrous one. And I was a little bit relieved whenever I went there. I went to a Mexican restaurant to pick up our to-go order, and I noticed that they still aren't having anybody. They haven't opened up their dining room yet, and I think the beginning of this week in Tennessee, they allowed restaurants to reopen their dining rooms at 50%, and I want to believe that everyone's going to follow the rules, but I don't know. But I was pretty relieved to see that they haven't opened up their main floor at the restaurant here in small little old Camden, of all places. And I did not expect that, but it made me feel a little better. But I think as long as everybody does what they're supposed to do, that it'll be okay. I hope. But that's all we can do, I suppose. Hope and take precautions. I ordered some face masks earlier this week. And I can't wait to get them because obviously they've got a print on them. Oh, it's funny. But I'll wait till they get here to mess with y'all. All right. I'm going to do a song by one of my favorite artists, Billy Joel. And this is off of his album, The Stranger. Slow down, you crazy child. You're so ambitious for a juvenile. But then if you're so smart, tell me, why are you still so afraid? Where's the fire? What's the hurry about? You better cool it off before you burn it out. You got so much to do and only so many hours in a day. Hey, but you know that when the truth is told, that you can get what you want or you can just get old. You're gonna kick off before you even get halfway through. Ooh, when will you realize Vienna waits for you? Slow down, you're doing fine. You can be anything you wanna be before your time. Although it's so romantic on the borderline tonight. Too bad, but it's the life you lead. You're so ahead of yourself that you forgot what you need. Though you can see when you're wrong, you know you can't always see when you're right. You're right. You got your passion, you got your pride, but don't you know that only fools are satisfied? Dream on, but don't imagine they'll all come true. Ooh, when will you realize Vienna waits for you? Take the phone off the hook and disappear for a while. It's alright, you can't afford to lose a day or two. Ooh, when will you realize Vienna waits for you? But you know that when the truth is told, that you can get what you want or you can just get old. You're gonna kick off before you even get halfway through. Ooh, why don't you realize Vienna waits for you? When will you realize Vienna waits for you? Thank you so much. Where's everybody coming from tonight? Yeah, my feet are fine. I've definitely been writing, most definitely. I've been writing and recording when I'm not working up songs for you guys. Nah, I'm teasing. No, within the last couple of weeks, I've been. Music is one of those things that always comes to me. Like lyrics take a little more time for me, but music, it's always kind of floating around in my head. So I've had a couple of song ideas materialize in the last month or so, and within the last 2 weeks, I think I've really put the studio sort of back together. So I've been working on some tunes and getting some funky sounds and I think that's one of the cool things about 11. Holy crap. Never expected to see anybody name that band. Oh, what a talented bunch of 3 people, I suppose. But Alan and Natasha, R.I.P. But yeah, working on new tunes. One of the sort of inescapable things for me about being in isolation is weird stuff tends to come out. And some of these tracks are weird, but I like weird. So I'm just going to chase it and see what happens. But yeah, there was a question there, but I missed it. I think I even said it, but I don't remember what it was. So sorry. Oh, that's what it was. Netflix. I'm currently finally watching the OA. And speaking of weird, that show is weird. But I like it. And there was something else that we just finished, but I can't remember. Oh well. I'm waiting. Maybe I've missed it, but I'm waiting impatiently for them to announce when season. I think it's season 4 of Stranger Things is going to come out because I'm ready for that. Love that show. All right. The next song, I talked about this on the other stream, but I dedicated it to my BT, Asha. And I'm sure many of you are wondering what the hell BT means. But you're just going to have to keep wondering. My good friend Asha. Way back, geez, I can't really pin down a year for you, but there was a time, there's a college in Martin, Tennessee, and there was a time when my significant other at the time and her lived together. And me and Asha, of course, before that we were good friends, but we were really good friends then too. And we connected because we have so many similarities as far as like what we like and what we don't like. And one of those big likes is Prince. And I think one of those Christmases whenever they were living together, I got her a Purple Rain DVD for Christmas, and we always shared a love of that movie. It's so goofy, but at the same time, it's amazing. So incredibly 80s, but I think it's kind of what made the 80s, if you ask me. At least everything that came after it. But this is one of the songs off of that record, and I haven't talked to her today, or I haven't talked to her after the stream, but I can't remember if she used to get annoyed at me singing this song or if we sang it together, because somebody got annoyed with me. So usually if one of my friends got annoyed with me with doing something, I would do it even more. And I used to sing this a lot, so it must have been annoying. Oh. That one and Sir Psycho Sexy. I know that one used to get on Asha's nerves. Long time ago. Chili Peppers. Anyways, I digress. Here's The Beautiful Ones. Baby, what's it gonna be? Baby, is it him or is it me? Don't make me waste my time. Don't make me lose my mind, babe. Baby, can't you stay with me tonight? Oh, baby, don't my kisses treat you right? You were so hard beautiful ones, they hurt you every time. A perfect picture, bring to life a vision in one's mind. The beautiful ones always smash the picture. Always, every time. If I told you, baby, that I was in love with you, oh baby, 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 if we got married, would that be cool? You make me so confused. The beautiful ones we always seem to lose. Baby, 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 baby. Oh, what's it gonna be, baby? Do you want him? Or do you want me? 'Cause I want you. Said I want you. Tell me, baby, do you want me? I gotta know, do you want me? Baby, 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 listen to me. I may not know where I'm going, baby. Oh, I said I may not know what I need. But one thing's for certain, baby. I know what I want, yeah. And if it please you, baby, I'm begging you down on my knees. I want you. Yeah, I want you. Yeah, baby, 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 I want you. Yeah. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, goodness. Prince is so hard to sing, especially convincingly. Oh, anything for my BT. Anything for my BT. I would still. Yeah, nobody's gonna know what I just sang. Unless you're a Kiss fan. Woo! I knew it was out of tune. Long time ago, before the wind, before the snow, met a man, met a freak of nature named Sir Psycho. Had that song in my head ever since I said it. Oh, goodness. Do I have a drum kit there? But of course. Hold on. See if it'll work. You see it? There we go. The bottom heads are off. I've been, like I said, getting some different sounds for some of these tunes I've been working on. Oh, I missed it. Chili Peppers week. I don't know about that. I could play Chili Peppers all day, but that might get boring for some people. Okay. Oh, it's actually not a garage. I was in a garage earlier, but this is actually the studio. For the most part, fully functioning, I guess you could say. It's not modern by any stretch, but it gets the job done. Anything you've ever heard me heard of my originals and Flare Light and everything, well, mostly kind of Flare Light, drums, anyways. Just about everything you've heard of mine originally studio has been recorded here. So yeah. Chili Peppers. I love Chili Peppers. Frusciante was a huge inspiration for me, guitar-wise. Sort of made me. This might be taken the wrong way, but it might. But he made me sort of open my eyes into noise and imperfection, and that can be taken the wrong way because it might make it sound like that he's not technically there, because he most certainly is. He's a great guitar player, but he likes making noise too. And between him and Matt Bellamy, they definitely changed my tone, so to speak, with electric guitar. And yeah, and improvising, because Frusciante never plays the same solo twice live. Me and I think that's supposed to say Asha. Oh yeah, we're still good friends. We're very good friends. What am I drinking? Yingling. Beer. She's my BT. Of course we're still friends. I'm assuming that stands for These Are the Days of Our Lives. I'm working on something. Just, I know you request that one all the time, so I'm gonna try it. I'm in the works. I'm not gonna do it without Rachel. I'll just put it that way. I don't have a favorite beer, really. I like trying new things. Anyways, it's time for a Queen song, and even though this was on a greatest hits, you'd be surprised how many people don't know it. I know from experience, because on the last Queen extravaganza tour that I did, whenever that was, we played this song. It always went over well, but you can tell the people that don't really know it, but that doesn't mean they don't enjoy it, of course. And we used to segue it the same way that Queen did back in the day, coming out of Killer Queen. So, here we go. Good old-fashioned Loverboy. I can not remember the words, just like Freddie. I can dim the lights and sing you songs full of sad things. We can do the tango just for two. I can serenade and gently play on your heartstrings. Be a Valentine Valentino just for you. Ooh, love, boy, what you do tonight? Hey, boy, let my alarm turn on my charm. That's because I'm a good old-fashioned lover boy. Ooh, let me feel your heartbeat go faster, faster. Ooh, can you feel my love heat? Come on, seat of my heart, seat of love, and tell me, how do you feel right after all? I'd like for you and I to go romancing. Say the word, your wish is my command. Ooh, love, oh boy, what you do tonight? Hey, boy, write my letter, feel much better, use that fancy patter on a telephone. When I'm not with you, think of you always, I miss you. When I'm not with you, think of me always, I love you, love you. Hey boy, where'd you get it from? Hey boy, where did you go? I love my passion in the good old-fashioned screwed up mama boys. Dining at the Ritz, we'll meet at 9 precisely. I will pay the... Whoa! Dining at the Ritz, we'll meet at 9 precisely. I will pay the bill, you taste the wine. Driving back in style in my saloon, do quite nicely. Just take me back to yours, that will be fine. Come on and get it. Tonight, hey boy, everything's alright, just hold on tight. That's because I'm a good old-fashioned lover boy. Oh God, sorry about that. It is really hard to translate some of those piano songs to guitar. But that's what makes these fun, right? Funny. Oh God. Ugh, it's hard to not sing those songs exactly like Freddie, especially if you've grown up with them like I have, and like I'm sure many of you have. But yeah, I've always loved that song. Maybe someday we'll do it with QAL. Who knows? Me and Neil keep pushing for it. Especially Neil. He loves it. All right. Got a tune yet again, because we've come to the last song. Uh-oh. Tells me that we have a minute and a half remaining, so I can't leave you hanging, so I'm gonna stop this and then restart it so we can get this last song in. So hang tight, peeps. And we're back. I guess I'm a little long-winded tonight. Sorry about that. Who'd have thought? An introvert like me talking too much. Okay, so the story on this song, it's an original. This song was probably the second song that I ever wrote or co-wrote. So I was about 16 years old back in either 2002 or 2003. I can't remember which year exactly because back then I didn't date any of the cassettes that we were recording on, so instantly regretting it now, but yeah, what can you do? What time is it in Nashville? It is currently 1:30 a.m. But probably this, I would say, the second song that I ever wrote with Dad. At that point, I'd been recording little ideas here and there for a while on our little 8-track cassette recorder. But this one was one of those ones that I thought was decent, halfway decent enough that I felt like it could be a complete song. So at that point, I wasn't singing at all because I thought that I couldn't sing or didn't have or I had a terrible voice, so I just wasn't going to do it. At that stage of my life, I was not going to be a singer. Wasn't even going to try. And for me, that included lyrics too. So I gave it to Dad, and at that point, he was on the road working all the time. So I'd give him little CDs for him to listen to whenever he would go out. And he wrote the lyrics and sang this song. And this was, like I said, I think it was the second one that we wrote together, and it was sort of the one that made me think, maybe I can do this songwriting thing. And yeah. Unfortunately, I can't do the middle section because I just can't do the silly guitar solo on an acoustic guitar, so it'll be an abbreviated version. So this was on I guess you could call it my very first album. But it's a demo more or less. The song is called Darkness, and it's from, I guess, 2002 or 2003, but I'm pretty sure I was 16, so somewhere in that area. Okay, this is called Darkness. By myself, I see nothing but the light that hides behind the curtain. No excuses, no lies, no wrong and no right. Another dream is wasted on the darkness. Dream about your eyes, I feel you in the night. I reach to touch your hair, but you're not there. One more night to spend alone, one more day and I'll be home. One more drink and you'll be lying here with me. I didn't mean to make you sad, I know I left you all alone. Do you hear me when I'm calling out about your name. I dream about your eyes. I feel you in the night. I reach to touch your hand, but you're not there. It's like we never were apart, and I finally see your face. Everything is just the way it's always been. Now we're holding back the tears. I know we must be strong. One more night and then I'm gone again. Oh no, I dream about your eyes. I feel you in the night. I reach to touch your hair, but you're not there. Something's wrong in my life. Somehow we'll get by. We can share the darkness. All right. Blast from my past. Oh, all right. Thank you all so much. That's all. That's the end of the set list as far as I've got tonight. It's tempting for me to just keep on plugging through. But, God. Do I still say every now and then? Obviously, nobody's doing shows right now, but every now and then whenever I'm home, whenever Dad's doing a show with his band, I'll get up and sing some songs. Thank you guys for putting up with another one of these. One more. I don't know what to play. Hey. Thomas isn't watching, so I can't play that song. I don't think I could get through it anyways. Love, hate, love. I don't know what else I could do, really. You're very welcome. I really don't think I could get through it, Mel. I could sing it all day, but I've never sung it and played it. I've never even played it at all before. Really. tuned in a half step down, so automatically I want to do Alice in Chains. I know it seems like I'm fiddling around right now. It's because I am. Yeah. I just had another one pop in my head, so I'll figure it out for you. This is off the cuff, so completely unrehearsed. Nirvana. I'll do one by one of my favorite singers. That I'm thinking about. We'll see what happens. Thinking about doing for our next live stream strictly songs by this feller. Your rolling wheels, I am the highway. Well, that was unexpected. Ugh. Ouch. Now my legs are starting to get stiff. That's what she said. Could try to play a South Park theme. Oh, goodness. I don't think I've got another one in me. I'm sure I could just roll along all night, but I don't want to bore y'all. Oh. Queens of the Stone Age. I was actually tossing around doing a song for this set, but I just didn't feel like it was fitting in, so maybe next time. I love Queens of the Stone Age. Break song. Maybe one of these days. Basically my Foo Fighters ripoff song. Yeah. Thank you all so much actually for sticking around for this take two, so to speak. And I'm pretty sure I already made a story for where you can go. So this will be the same as the last one. This is for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And if you don't know what they're all about, they've been around for quite a while now. And basically it's for kids with cancer, more or less. And what they do is not only the whole research side of things, but for families that decide to go there for their kids that have cancer, they don't have to pay for the treatments at all. All the money that they get comes from donations and stuff like that. And that's what makes them so special. And I can't think of many people who haven't been affected by cancer, more or less, or much less cancer with kids. I know I have. And I think it's something that's extremely important that we should try to donate as much as we can. And I know that it's, at this point, I feel like I'm asking a lot because a lot of us haven't been working. And I'm still sitting here asking you all to donate to all these charities that I'm playing for. But I think it's important enough to keep doing it. And as long as you're able, I think that it's all worth it. All these live streams. And yeah, if you've got any extra that you can give, please donate to St. Jude's. Yeah. So they've obviously have an Instagram that I've tagged on one of my stories, but I'm sure that they have a website that you can go to donate as well especially if you want more information about it. But yeah. No, I won't be falling asleep for a while. I'm a night owl. But thank you all so much for tuning in and sticking it out. And I hope that everything worked a whole lot better. As far as I can tell, it was a much better stream this time with no glitches or anything. So no glitches except for the mistakes that I made. But that's what makes it fun, right? Who cares? It's live. It's fun. It's free-spirited somewhat. So who cares if there's mistakes? It's all in good fun. So yeah. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I'm going to try to have a good show for you next week. And I'm thinking about some kind of like a Chris Cornell themed show. I don't know if it will be just Soundgarden or what, but because he had so many good songs. And yeah. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a good day, good night, good morning, wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.